Hi, everyone. This is Caity and Catherine. We're really excited about this new time for our coffee chat. So I thank everyone for accommodating and changing up the time. We just thought, with fall and everything and the crazy schedules, we just thought this might be a little easier for people than Saturday mornings. And I'm so excited to be on this call with everyone tonight. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Caity Metz. I'm from Wantage, New Jersey, and I've been with It Works for 2.5 years now. I can't believe how fast the time has flown by. I originally got started just to try the product, really. Didn't really know too much about doing a business from home, but quickly, got in and never looked back. And my co-host, Catherine, is just an amazing leader. I've been loving this time together. So, Catherine, you want to say a nice hello?
Hey, everybody. Caity, you're always so sweet to me. Hi, everybody. This is Catherine MacDonald, and I'm out of Allegan, Michigan. And I have been with It Works now for 2 years as of this week. And my husband, Joel, and I work the business together, and we're at the diamond level and just really working towards our double diamond level. And man, just super excited about what is going on right now with It Works, and really, really love this season and what this season brings for our businesses and for the people we run into as people get into new routines and they're out and about. And so I'm just super excited about what we have happening right now with It Works.
Me too. I've been having a hard time going to sleep at night because I feel like a kid on Christmas. This has been so much fun. So I'm hoping that our guest got on. They said that they might be muted. So, guys, Maribeth, if you guys are on the line with us, just hit *6, and that should unmute your line. We have some really amazing guests on with us tonight, and I want to go right into them if they're with us. I got to meet Maribeth when I first started. I'll never forget. I was down at a green carpet in Florida, one of our corporate events, and it was much, much smaller than our corporate events now. And Tammy, our upline that we had never met from Michigan, who's your friend, Catherine, we flew down there, and we wanted to get a feel for the company and the people. And one of the first people I was introduced to was Maribeth Dodd. And I'll never forget her really cool convertible, and she, drove up, and I told her that I thought she was famous. So it was like, wow.
I can totally see it. That's awesome.
And her and her husband, Chris, I was like, wow, they're so fancy. I love their convertible. So that was my first memory of her, and I just bumped into her at all these awesome corporate events now, and, I've gotten to know her a little bit, and she's just so awesome. So, Maribeth, are you with us?
Yes, I'm here. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yay!
Hello.
I'm so
All right, so Maribeth,
thank
why
you,
don't you
guys.
go ahead and introduce yourself to everyone for those that don't know
happy
you.
to. Okay, Caity, first of all, I think that story is so funny because I think that was the first time ever I was getting a rental car, and I got this great deal on a convertible, and Chris didn't know about it, and he was coming in a day late, so I went and picked him up at the airport, and he was like, oh, brother, I can't believe you got a convertible. He thought it was so dorky, but it was so much fun, and he won't let me buy one, so now he says I'm allowed to rent them. So I'm pretty happy with that. It's so much fun. Thank you guys so much for having me on the call. I just appreciate both of you guys and the leadership that you guys bring. And Caity, I love meeting you, and I love every chance I get to see you. And Catherine and I grew up together and went to high school together, and it's just so fun to be reconnected. So I just appreciate you guys having me on. So do you want me just to kind of give a little bit of my story? What do you guys think?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Tell us a little bit, first of all, because I really love at the beginning of your story how you weren't really sure about this, but there was just something about it. So, just kind of share how that process happened for you.
Sure. So my background is ministry and music, and that is really all I've done in my adult life. I went into ministry straight out of college at 21, and so for 12 years, that's kind of been what I've done, been a worship pastor and a worship leader. And I met my husband, and we've been married for just 10 years now this year. And we've had 3 little boys that are now 3, 5, and 7. And I guess I've been in ministry that whole time. I was in ministry when I met him. He used to be in IT and was making great money at the time. About 2 years into our marriage, he really felt called into ministry as well. And him and I both took a new job working with a church plant in Phoenix, Arizona. And we had met and married, and we were currently living in Atlanta, Georgia at the time. So we made a huge move across the country. We didn't have kids yet at that time, and we were really excited about getting into ministry. And Chris, in order for him to go from IT into ministry, he took a 50% pay cut. And then for the first year, he had to raise about half of his salary in support, just like a missionary would. And we got here in about 3 months after, we got there in Phoenix. About 3 months after we got there, we found out we were going to have our first little boy. And, obviously we were kind of surprised, and we had just taken this big pay cut. We just moved across the country away from all of our family into this place where there was a higher cost of living. And so we were nervous about that, but we thought, you know what, I'm going to stay working full-time as long as I possibly can. And so that's what we did for the first year of him being born. I still worked full-time. Chris was working from home. We were juggling the baby back and forth because we knew we didn't want to put him in daycare, and working around the clock, just trying to get everything done and not have to do that. And then, I don't know what happened, but all of a sudden I blinked, and it was, like 6 years later or so, and we had 3 little boys, and they were 3 months, 2 and 4. And I had gone, after our oldest was a year old, I had gone part-time with the church, so I took a 50% pay cut. It just got to be too much. And so here we are, all these years later. We at that time had 3 little boys, and just really living on the bare minimum. And I just got to the point where I was really tired of getting to the end of the month and having no money left, and not being able to ever replace things that would get broken in our home, or just all the little things that you miss out on when you're living paycheck to paycheck all the time. And so I remember feeling that way. And I was always trying to do stuff for extra income. I would teach voice lessons on the side. I would teach piano lessons, whatever I could do. My husband would do photography. We were always trying to supplement our income. But I came across some posts from Caity Dempsey, who I went to high school with. And honestly, I would teach her about this all the time, because I'd pull up her videos, and I'd be like, "Oh my gosh, this is so nerdy! I can't believe she's making these videos about compensation plans, and I can't believe this is the same girl." And it started to intrigue me. And I think what really caught my eye was just the business side of it. I started to see what their loyal customer program looked like. And I guess I'm such a nerd that that's the videos I was watching. I wasn't watching a video of someone getting wrapped. I was watching compensation plans. But I thought it was just really interesting. And I remember bringing the idea up to my husband, like, what do you think about me giving this business a try? And he was like, I don't think it'll work. Those things never work. He was super skeptical, but at the same time, he said, you know what, if you want to give it a try, feel free to give it a try. I just want to make sure that you protect our relationships. I've heard horror stories of people losing relationships. I want you to, just do it the right way. And so I don't know what got into me, but I went ahead and ordered that kit for $99, and I had never seen or tried a product. And I honestly just trusted that the product would work, because I figured there's no way they would have been in business for this long, and there's no way my friend Cammie would have put her stamp of approval on it. It didn't work, So anyway, we got started with the business, and I thought to myself, if I could make like $500 a month, that would make such a huge difference in our finances right now. But at the same time, I saw my dad build a network marketing business when I was in high school, just very part-time on the side, that he did really well with. And it ended up being able to pay for all of my college at a private university, and same thing for my little brother. We both walked away with 0 debt out of college. And so it was life-changing for me. And so I kind of gave myself this little goal, because I was scared to do something too crazy. But at the same time, in the back of my mind, my crazy goal was I would love to hit triple diamond by the end of the year. And this was in January when I really kicked off my business in 2012. So that was kind of my crazy goal. And we got started, and, I had my first party in my house. I had 4 people show up. I remember my husband saying, honey, please tell our friends that they can feel free not to buy anything. And I was like, no, I'm not going to tell them that. I'm not a salesperson, so I'm not going to be pushy, but I'm not going to say that. And, really the rest was history from there. I mean, my friends came over, just, were so intrigued by the product. Everybody saw results from the wrap. They all became customers that night. By the next morning, 3 of the 4 sent me a text and became distributors. It was a snowball effect. We saw such huge growth in the beginning of our business, and we promoted quickly, and we were at that triple diamond level within about 7 months of starting our business. And so obviously we were completely blown away with what could happen with the business, especially coming in with 0 experience, with 0 sales experience, with 0 health and wellness experience, just ignorance on fire. And we just saw incredible growth. And I remember about 5 months in, Chris and I sat down, and by this time he was a major believer. And I remember him saying, you know what, I think we could do this full time. I think this could be our income. But yeah, both of us shared the same passion that we cannot stop doing ministry. Ministry is what we were made to do and what we love to do. And so we set our goal about 5 months into our business that we would like to eventually be able to work for the church because we wanted to and not because we had to collect a paycheck. And so we set that goal, and 1 year after we started our business, we cut back to a 50% pay from our church jobs. And then the following year, we went cold turkey, so to speak. And so since this past January, we have been 100% supported by the business. And we also have made a big move. There's a moving truck at my house right now. We just moved back to the Atlanta, Georgia area. And we moved back to be able to help a church plant that's starting here, probably the beginning of this next year. And we are just blown away that we have the opportunity to come and do this and offer our services and be in ministry without having to collect that paycheck. So that was kind of long, but
no, I love that, Maribeth. And as you were telling your story, all I kept thinking about was the people who listen to this call who maybe are thinking about the business and they're just not sure, or people who have just gotten started and they're still trying to grasp why they even got into this, and I feel like there's so many people who get to the point where they're living in survival mode. And as you were talking about your guys' life, after you moved to Phoenix and you had a baby, and all those things are happening, and 6 years flashed before your eyes. And I consider that living in survival mode. You don't even know what's happening in your life. You just know you want to get to the next day. And you want to be able to get groceries the next day, and you're hoping you're going to be able to put gas in your car the next day. And it's just surviving day after day after day. And after a while, just trying to survive becomes so exhausting that you're willing to try something. And sometimes, and this is what I'm learning about myself, that sometimes God has to take us to those places and for us to be willing to listen to something big that he has that's way out of our normal comfort. And I can't even believe just the impact you're making, Maribeth, on so many people's lives, because you allowed God to take you to that place, and then you were willing to listen to this crazy idea that he had for you to join the wrap business, but now be able to do so much more for him in return. Mm-hmm. And sometimes it just takes us being willing to crash, so that we'll listen. And I love that part of your story, and I think that has to be a huge encouragement to so many people.
Yeah. Well, I couldn't agree anymore, and that reminds me of the analogy. I'm sure you guys have heard it before, but there's certain birds, or maybe it's all birds. I don't know. I'm going to butcher it. But, as a baby bird gets older, the mom starts to take out some of the feathery, fluffy, soft stuff that they had put in that nest for that baby to be comfortable and to be warm, and they slowly take it out. until it gets to the place where that nest is so uncomfortable that they want to jump out, that they want to get out and try to fly. And I think that's been so true in my life. And you kind of do have to get to that point where the pain of staying the same is greater than that of trying to make a change. And for me, it was a big decision to really put our necks out there and try to build a business, and worrying about, even in ministry, or especially in ministry, worrying about, we didn't want people in our church thinking that we were taking advantage of them, And I know people feel that way about people that they hear about in their lives as well, and you don't want that. But at the same time, when you find something like this and you are excited about it and you get the chance to share something you're passionate about and that you've seen work, all of a sudden it's different. It's you sharing about it and not you just trying to make a sale or trying to make a quota. And I think that makes a really big difference. And for me, this has been such a risk worth taking. And I appreciate so much what you said, Catherine. I definitely see we are able to make an impact for Christ even within our business, and it's a greater impact than we were making, really, in just ministry alone, and now we get to do both, and it's just
that's awesome.
Unbelievable. So
I'm going to jump in. Oh, my goodness. I love that. And, one of the concepts that's been going around quite a bit within the It Works community is this concept of legacy leadership. And I think so often people get really, really stuck in that mindset of that, like, just getting by. And they forget to dream, because for so long we've been told, that this is your job, you go to school, you get a good job, and, like, this is what you're worth. And I'm learning that, we're worth so much more than that. And this is so much bigger than just about us and what we need. This is about impacting so many other people's lives. And if we just take that, like, I need to do this for me, out of our heads, and we do it for somebody else to really, truly bless their lives, it can be so much bigger of an impact. Excuse me. So just getting over that, like, first thought of myself, and I love that about you, Maribeth, and even you, Catherine. I think the two of you are just very selfless leaders that just want to give and help other people, and I think that contributed to a lot of your success. So.
Oh, thank you, Caity. Same to you, girl.
You're welcome. So I'm excited.
Katie's like the super cheerleader.
Oh.
Like, I totally, every single week I think, oh yes, I get to speak with Caity, because I'm going to feel like somebody just was like my personal cheerleader to get through next week. I love it.
Oh.
Thanks, guys. So I'm excited because me and Catherine had this concept, and we decided that with our calls, we were going to invite somebody, but we also wanted our guests to introduce us to a new person, a new up-and-coming leader. So, Maribeth, do you want to introduce your guest on the call?
Yeah, I would love to.
Yay.
So tonight I want to introduce to you guys Becca. Becca, are you on?
I am.
Yay!
Hi,
okay,
Becca.
Hi.
So Becca is a pretty new distributor on my team, and I want you to kind of tell your story, Becca. But first I just want to say that I love how, people come into our business, and it's not always exactly in the timing that we think they're going to come in. And Becca's sister signed up with me as a distributor. She was at my very first party, actually, really quickly off the bat when I became a distributor. And I won't give you guys the whole long story of it, but long story short, Becca became a customer. Was it years later, Becca? Was it about a year or so later? Okay, so it was quite a while. Okay, so and she came in and tried the products, and it wasn't too long, and became a distributor. And I'm so thankful. I know that, when I very first got started, it wasn't the right time yet for Becca, but now it is the right time. And she's come into my business, and she is one of those people that I was just blown away. Like, you want to be in my business? You want to join my team? Like, I just couldn't believe it, because I have so much respect for her and just what she's doing with her life and with her family. And I'm so glad you're on my team, Becca. But I would love if you wouldn't mind just kind of telling everybody a little bit of your story with the business so far.
Sure. Like Maribeth said, my sister became a distributor, and when she was first telling me about it, I really honestly kind of rolled my eyes, and I thought, right, a wrap that's going to help with my problem areas. Okay. And then she came out and visited me. My husband's in the Army, and so we bounced all over the country. She came to visit me, and I had become her loyal customer prior to that because we wanted to try the greens and some of the other products, but I had not tried the wrap at that point. I had been a customer for over a year, or almost a year, I guess, and she came out and wrapped me, and I had a baby shortly after Maribeth had her third baby, and saw some great results, but I was just not ready at that time to become a distributor. We had too much going on, and loved the products, thought they were great. We ended up moving, again, with the Army. I was homeschooling my older two kids, still loving the greens, trucking along, until one day I had the bright idea to give my youngest son the greens because he was such a picky eater. And honestly, within 3 days, we had a new kid, and it was amazing. And that is what changed my mindset to, wow, this could help other people too. And I started Facebook stalking Maribeth because I knew she was still doing it, and did some research and called her up and said, I think I'm ready to do this. And that was back in April. So that's how I kind of got started.
That's awesome.
I love
now, Becca, what were the things that you noticed specifically with your son?
Oh, my goodness. He was such a picky eater. He would not put anything green in his mouth. And he would wake up in the morning crying. He would wake up from his nap crying. From the time he woke up in the afternoon till bedtime was one drawn-out tantrum. And after those 3 days, he woke up from his nap for the first time ever in a good mood and wasn't screaming. He was sleeping better. His tantrums were almost completely gone. And it was like I had been handed a new child. And it just completely changed the tone of our house. It was amazing. And I really think it's because he was getting the nutrition that he wasn't getting before.
Mm-hmm. That's so cool.
Wow, I'm just like in awe. That's amazing.
Yeah.
So Becca, what are some tips that you have? Like, you were obviously excited about what happened with your son. So if you're talking to somebody maybe that's just getting started or thinking about getting started, what do you think is a good tip for them to have to know about before they get started, I guess?
That people have told me over and over, I'm not a salesperson. Well, great, neither am I. I have just simply told people what my experience is, shared with them how I have benefited from it, how my family has benefited from the products, and that's what draws people in. You don't have to sell anything. You just have to share what you know and what has worked for you, and that's what draws people in. You don't have to sell them anything. So just talk, and they'll love it too.
I love that. Catherine, do you have anything else that you want to ask her?
So you've been in since April.
Mm-hmm.
How do you feel like, obviously you love the products and, you're sharing them. And now when it comes to the business end, what are the things you're finding about the business that you love?
The thing that I love about the business is that pretty much anybody can do it. When they decide that they're going to do it, they can do it. Anybody can be successful at this. And honestly, I have gotten off to a bit of a slower start than I had talked myself into believing that I would, but I'm not giving up on it because I know that this is going to be something that will change the future for my family. When my husband retires from the Army in 6 years, we're going to be able to enjoy life, and he's going to be able to take some time and hopefully not have to go back to work because of what this company has to offer. And as I'm starting to see my business take off, I'm only just getting more excited. So just don't sell yourself short. You're going to have roadblocks, but don't let that deter you from keeping your eye on the goal, which is just to keep sharing the business opportunity, and you're going to find the right people. And when you do, watch out, because it's going to be unbelievable.
I couldn't have said it better. That's perfect. Maribeth, what's something about Becca's story that you, like, just sticks out in your mind? You're like, Becca needs to share this.
One of the reasons I really wanted to bring Becca on tonight is she is just one of those relentless workers, and I feel like I wish everyone on my team had her work ethic and her drive. There's never been one day, and I'm sure she has had her ups and her downs in her business. I'm sure she, just like all of us, wish she was farther along than she is. You know what I mean? That feeling we all get. But she's never called me and said, I just don't know if this is going to work, or this is going too slow, or she's never said that to me. She's kept her eye on the prize for the entire time. And I feel like, Becca, you're really starting to see that pay off with your business, and this is just only the beginning. And I love, love, love what you're doing with your team that you've got now, including your adopted team, and, taking great care of your customers. And I just feel like you are getting set up for just a tremendous business and a long time future. And I just know that you guys are going to be with us forever and ever.
Oh, I am.
So exciting. Well, Caity, I think that we need to let people know how they can just be a part of all this fun and excitement and these amazing products. And you do such a great job of summing it up. I just fumble over it all.
All right. Okay, well, I'll talk about it. It's really, really simple to get started. There are 3 steps that the company lays out for us, and that's how we run our business from month to month. So when you start, and even if you've been in a couple years, just like some of us have been in, it's always the same. So it takes the guesswork out of it. So it's $99 to get started, and that's the first step. It's simply just joining the party. We have a lot of fun. We meet a lot of new friends. And with that $99 kit, you're actually going to get a box of wraps that you can sell for $25 or $30, and then you basically just make your money back right away. It's really a no-risk investment. If you think you're going to be wrapping more than 4 people during the first 30 days, which normally you do, especially if you're excited, there are booster options available that you can add more wraps, and you're actually going to be in the profit zone right away. And with that, we set up an 80 BV auto ship, which basically is just getting products shipped to our house once a month, and it will come the following month after you join. And what I love about it is I get to try new products, or I can just put wraps on there and make my money back each and every month, so I run my business debt-free. The second step is just gathering 4 customers. So you're going to gather 4 customers. And if you do that in your first 30 days, the company is going to give you $120 in free product credit. So you can use that on products for yourself to build up your personal testimony, or you can get more wraps and then just sell those and make straight 100% profit on those. And then the third step is if you know 3 people that might need a little extra money, you're going to help them complete step 1 and step 2. And if you do that in your first 60 days, the company is going to guarantee you a minimum income of $500 in your first 60 days. And that's just your commission. That doesn't include any wraps that you put on people. It's just your commission check that comes once a month. And I love that. And then each and every month we print out those steps to success, and that's how we run our business. Some months we might complete it more than one time, and that's okay, and some months we might not. But those are just the way that we run the business, and it's so, so simple. And right now, there's some really awesome bonuses on the table. So, Catherine, you want to talk about what we have to offer right now until the end of the month?
Yes. First of all, I love that our company continues to extend our good bonus, good standing for Get Out of Debt. We are a debt-free company, and our leadership is just very passionate about people being able to live debt-free. And so with any distributor who signs up before the end of September, you'll have 3 full calendar months. So actually you'll have till December 30th. Oh, my goodness, is that 3 calendar months away? No, you'll have until December 30th to reach the diamond level and earn a $10,000 good bonus. So what's awesome about that is it's paid out over 25 months. So you can take that money and be very specific about using it to pay off debt. It's so easy when we get a large sum of money to just, go on vacation quick or go on a big shopping spree. And when you're put in a position of needing to dedicate that money to pay a bill or anything that comes up like that, then that's what that's available for. And I just think that that's just really, really smart. And the second bonus that It Works has, again, extended is a $20,000 bonus. And it is for anybody new, anybody old in the business. If you join and you sign a loyal customer and you sign one distributor to your team within the month of September, then your name is going to go in a drawing for a $20,000 bonus. And every single time you get a customer and a distributor, your name will go in that drawing. So you could have multiple chances to win $20,000. They are going to draw 20 names. And I'm not sure how many names were in that drawing last month when they did it. Do you ladies know?
No, I'm not sure. But I know
I don't remember.
The lottery.
Yes, a much, much greater chance than winning the lottery of you getting a $20,000 bonus. And that is to go direct towards paying off debt. And you just don't hear of companies being willing to hand people just sums of money specifically for paying off debt. You hear a lot of them, being willing to pay for you to go on a vacation or pay for you to have just, extra little things in your home or whatever. I can't even think of what different things they could do. But, they're giving you stuff, and stuff doesn't bring freedom. But being able to pay off that debt and being able to just have that extra weight off of your shoulders can bring so much freedom. And so I just love the wisdom in our company and that they're offering just these huge incentives for us to do the very basics in our business.
Exactly. And I always say to people, what job can you walk in and say to your boss, okay, I'm going to get one customer who comes back here at least once a month for the next 3 months, and just one customer, and maybe I'll refer one person to work for the company, and I would really love for you to give me a $20,000 bonus. Like, nobody does that. And so, I said that, when it's true. When they announced the bonus, I was like, who does that? That's amazing. So this is a great opportunity. And I know a lot of people that were picked last month when they picked those 20 names, they only had just gotten that one customer and one distributor, and guess what? It Works still paid them that bonus. It's just so. It shows you the heart of this company of what they're trying to do here, and I just think it's so amazing.
It is. It really is. Well, I think we need to. Yeah, go for it, Caity.
I was going to say, why don't we just go back around one more time? We'll start with Maribeth, and then we'll go to Becca too. And just one last thought that you want to leave with people that are listening to this call tonight. So, Maribeth, I'm going to have you start.
Okay. I would say, companies like ours, they say they only grow one time, and our company is in the middle of growth. We haven't even begun to reach, any kind of plateau. We've continually grown over the past several years, and I am so amazed. When you guys were talking about the bonuses, it just hit me all over again, the fact that, they're so solid. They've been around since 2001. They're not going anywhere, but they're so generous with their compensation plan. They are, totally dedicated to helping people to get that financial freedom, to get completely debt-free. And those bonuses are such a great way to do it. And you guys, I got that, the $10,000 bonus when I first started my business. My husband got the $10,000 bonus. Then my husband got the $15,000 bonus that they offered at one time. And it's just life-changing. I mean, those amounts of money you can pay off a lot of debt, obviously, with that. It's just incredible. And that doesn't even count the new one that they've got that you mentioned, the $20,000. So I think it's just the perfect time to come into the business. I think the risk is so low that you would put out $100. You spend $100 on, for my family, that's like 4 or 5 trips to fast food. You spend $100, Mm-hmm. It's such a low amount of risk for what you can gain. And I love that everything is so honest and forthcoming. It's not some kind of scam. It's not anything where they don't tell you how to build a business. They tell you exactly what you need to do. You can read the full compensation plan if you want. You can find out who the company is. And I think it's a great time to join the company. I think those of you who are already in the company, you need to grab a hold of this thing and give it everything you have, because now is the time for you to grow a business and to completely change your future, your financial future. So I just encourage you to go after it. If you're a current distributor, really consider plugging into some corporate events. They've got Green Carpet coming in October. They've got the big conference coming in January. Make those a priority and get really serious about building a business with us.
Absolutely.
I love it. All right, Becca, how about you?
I think I would say to somebody who is considering joining the company that, hey, you can get a box of wraps for $59, or you can spend $99 and get your own business. It's really so simple. There's no risk. So many other companies want you to keep inventory, and you have to put out so much money to get started. You don't have to do this here. Just jump in. Just do it. Take it and run with it, and don't look back, and you're not going to regret it.
Yes, I totally agree. And I'm just going to add, because, everything that Maribeth and Becca both said is just right on. But just knowing that here we are, us 4 ladies on this call, we have stay-home moms, we have a worship leader, we have a college student, we have very simple people. None of us have gotten on here and said, I went to college and got a degree in business, and I studied marketing, and then I went to classes to learn how to speak, and, none of that. We all are just women who decided that enough was enough and our families deserve better. And I just believe anybody can do this. And I did have somebody one time say to me, I'm not sure about that company because anybody can do it. And I was like, exactly. Like, it doesn't take a special degree. It doesn't take somebody with any special skills. We all bring our skills together. We talk so much, Caity, about our One Team One mission on these calls. And everybody on our teams bringing our skills together to help each other out makes us all successful. And so don't be worried about whether or not you are equipped, because you will become equipped, and we will help you. And the person who brought you onto this call is going to help you be successful. So, just make that investment and get on board, because now is the time, as Maribeth said.
I love it. All right. Well, I thank you all so much for your time. I thank everyone who got on the call that accommodated to the time change. I really, really appreciate it. And I would love tonight if you could just go on your Facebook page and type out some aha moments for these ladies, because there was a lot of wisdom coming out of this call. So I would love to hear some of your feedback, some of your favorite moments of the call tonight. And thank you so much, you guys. This has been amazing, and I will get the recording out to everyone.
Thank you, girls. You're awesome.
Thank you. Have a great night.
You guys too.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.